All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. Oh, we just got done with two duels, 20 laps apiece. Now we're here for the My Car Doc, 280 more laps here at Daytona. So that will be a total of 120 laps total here for the Upper Edge Racing. So before we get into all of that, of course, we want to go through all the sponsors. On the MaxSpeedTV side of things, we do have Walls Beard Co. Make sure you check them out at wallsbeardco.com. simspeedshop.com. Check them out for some great button boxes and e-brakes. HomeNet hosting and PC repair. Make sure you check these guys out. They are offering free month and waiving all fees to get started if you mention that you heard it on MaxSpeedTV. Elite 7 Racing, they are the official dirt team of MaxSpeedTV. And, of course, Ohio IndyCar League. They are going to be starting racing soon, and they were already going to have Josh Midlock be broadcasting that right here on MaxSpeedTV. So make sure you stay tuned for that. On the racing side of things, there are a whole host of great sponsors. One of those, Profile Machine Products. My Car Doc, the title sponsor for this race here tonight. Car Zip, Suicide Prevention, Eddie's Sports Bar, CrowderCrew.com, The Drill Spill, Our Expression, and, of course, NC Design Concept Landscaping. So make sure you check out all of these great partners and sponsors. Give them a shout out on their Facebook pages, websites, whatever you have to do. Make sure you are grateful for what they do. Let them know that you're grateful by definitely giving them a big shout out. But it looks like they are throwing the checkered flag here. So without further ado, we are going to introduce Josh Medlock, who was already here once before for two races. Now he's here second chair. So Josh, welcome back sort of once again.
Yeah, it's good to be back here. Yeah, it took a little longer. They had some, things going on, but, we're here.
We are indeed here once again, and 80 laps this time, so some more great racing here as they are getting on the grid. So this is going to be interesting. 30 drivers are starting this race, so this is going to be quite a bit different than the last one. Only 20 laps, but I expect to see some good racing and hopefully some good caution-free racing.
Yeah, we hope that it does go a caution free here, as a duel 1 had a 1 caution at the end, and of course duel 2 had several, but we'll see if they can get that lined out here, because this is the actual race.
This is indeed, and there's a lot of cars here, so we're going to go ahead and get through your grid. So, Josh, if you want to go through, say, our first 16 drivers, I will finish off the fields here to round out the 30.
All right, I sure can do that here. Michael Finlayson actually going to be on the pole here for the starting grid. Ashton Crowder going to start on the outside of him, winning a duel number 1. Tanner Tallarico going to be starting in third. Adam de Blasio in the 4th spot. Dylan Roberts in 5th. Ron Dyson in 6th. Shane Tarrant in 7th. Brandon McKissick in 8th. Walker Thomas in 9th. Joe Lawrence 10th. Mike Taylor in 11th. Bronson Stafford 12th. Bradley Burke 13th. Brandon Kaufman 14th. Riley Grant Davis in 15th. Tanner Allen will start 16th. Charles.
In row 9, 17th is going to be Tom Bourne, and 18th, Jamie Dyson. Row 10 is going to be Samuel Close, and 20th is going to be Michael Laria. In 21st is going to be Justin Munsill, and 22nd, Robert Kenny. Row 12, 23rd is going to be Patrick McLaurin and Philip Radachik. In 24th, 25th is going to be Baron Labasco, and 26th will be Joshua Adams. 27th will be Shane Neiswanger. 28th, Andy Glassick. And rounding out the field in row 15, in 29th, Carl Shedd, who got sent to the back. And the 05 in 30th, that is Tommy Massey. So that will do it here for your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. Lights are off, so Josh, you want to get us started here?
Oh, yeah, buddy. I would have loved to. As that pace car dives in, folks, here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. 80 laps, Upper Edge Racing. Let's go, boys.
And just like that, we are racing. Michael Fendelson has a good jump there. But again, 80 laps, and this is stage racing. Stage 1, 40 laps, as you can see it up there in your ticker. And it's already Ashton Crowder being pushed out to the front by the 94 of Adam de Blasio. He is hanging on, and we got people shaking and moving back in the back with the 61, deciding which lane he wants to get into.
Yeah, that 27 got up there in a moment.
Yes, he did. He was not holding back. He dives to the bottom, leaves the 94 kind of hanging dry. And again, he'll have help. This is early, but you know that 94 is that's Adam de Blasio. He's going to remember that come later to the race that he got hung out to dry, and he's going to fall back now. So that is not going to go unnoticed later in the race when maybe the 27 needs a push to win this race.
Exactly. You know, I'm actually going to be watching that number of 14 machine. Of course, during the duels, he was actually in a different number, but in the race, he's in the number of 14. Michael Finlandson, who won, like I keep repeating myself, he won the opening, what is it, the shootout race a week ago. So that number 14 machine, I'm expecting some things to come about throughout this 80-lap race here of that 14. So I'm going to be watching him, and actually, he's my pick to win this race here tonight.
I think I'm going to go with one right behind you. Tanner Talerco right behind him in the 1 car. I think I'm going to go with him for my pick to win here tonight. Sitting in 3rd, but he's number 1, and I think that's where he's going to finish here tonight. You know, barring any major big wrecks, and that is a question of the night. Will we have the big one? It is possible here with plate racing, but so far early in this race, 3 laps in, and everybody is single file. We saw this in the 40-lap race. These guys are very patient, and they are not going to press anything too early in this race.
Well, being a single file is the way to go here. Pretty much nose to tail all the way back, it looks like, to that number of 51 machine of Bradley Burke, setting up back here in the 11th spot. We got a couple on the outside back here, but for the most part, they're just wanting to go a single file, wind down the laps here, and hopefully have a good race here. Hopefully caution free, but it's Daytona. We can't promise it's going to go caution free.
Yeah, we were talking, I was talking to Ryan Dyson earlier. Again, he's our, the person we talk to get all our information and all that. This track is a little hotter than the last track. So, it's more laps. It's a hotter track. That could play into some cautions here. These cars are going to get a little bit more loose. Not a whole lot, but they will be a little more squirmy. So these guys have got to be on their best behavior and mind all their P's and Q's to not cause a wreck. But again, they're doing a very good job of it, as literally the front probably all the way back to 60, or the 81, my bad. You have to go back to Baron Labasco back in 21st before you really see any double file racing. And even all the way back here, they're single file. So this entire field, all the way to the back here, is single file all the way up to Ashton Crowder, who is out front, and he has led now 4 laps of the 5.
Yes, he is up here leading the laps, of course, wanting to lead the most laps, wanting to win the race, wanting to do everything he can to be that top spot, because this is a points race, folks. So this actually opens up the points season, and I believe the duels also allow them to get points as well. So I don't know if it was championship points or if it was the actual season points, but they do get points for the duels. So, being a part of the duels and the race, you're going to get points no matter what. But finishing, the higher you finish, the better the point standings you get. And I'm actually sitting here looking at the track temp for the race here. Partly cloudy at 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temp 106 degrees, folks. So it is a little slick out there here at Daytona, but they're not worried about that. They're just worried about finishing.
Yeah, that's the key right now, is finishing the race. And You know, they really want to do it. And again, we want to reiterate stage racing. 40 laps for the first stage, 40 for the final stage. So there's 2 stages here. And obviously there's stage points, which means, you know, nobody's going to press an issue right now. There's no point to press an issue. You know, stay single file, get those stage points, and just, you know, win that stage, at least finish in the top 3, top 5 of the stage. And then once we get in that last 40 laps, we have somebody into the wall back there. I'm not sure who that is. The caution is going to come at us, the 28 of Ryan Dyson.
Wow, Ryan Dyson.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to him. So just like that, a caution comes out here on lap 8, and I'm not sure what happened. Oh, just got into the wall by himself. He may have been a little scared. Somebody kind of blinked out there, but just got into the wall all by himself. Maybe that blinking did cause a little contact that he saw anyway that we didn't, but just really hard into the outside wall. Well, early in the race, having a caution here on lap 7. Now we're on lap 8 of 80. So this could really change things up here.
Yes, it could, and it looks like Ryan Dyson does have some heavy damage on that number 28 machine there. So, and it looked like to me there was some net code there.
Yeah, there definitely was something with that car blinking and some net code going on, and he's going to have to come down pit road. So is the 32, the 66, and the 49. Brandon Kaufman, Shane Nicewanger coming down. So several cars. Adam de Blasio in the 94 is going to come down. Looks like several cars are going to come down pit road. But for the most part, 17, your front 17 drivers are not going to come down pit road.
Different strategies going to play out here tonight for the upper edge race here. So, you know, kind of talk about what, you know, is going to play out throughout the season. Of course, I know it's early and this is just the first race, but, you know, they're racing for some stuff here. Now, we don't know this league a whole lot like we should. Of course, throughout the season, we will learn more about the league and, of course, the sponsors. But, you know, the duels were sponsored by our Expressions. Now, the race is actually sponsored by My Car Doc. So, two different sponsors, but in one night.
Yeah, and obviously My Car Doc has something to do with repairs to cars and stuff like that. I did learn a little bit about our Expressions. They are actually a graphic design, websites, logos, stuff like that. We've seen some of their work. Their actual website, upperedgeracing.com, is built by them. It is a fantastic looking website. So, you know, for anyone out there looking to possibly get a website done, graphics done, looking like that, check them out. That is what they do, and they do a really good job of it.
Yes, they do. Pace car lights are off, and you know I love watching people build websites. It's amazing at what people can do with computers. As here they are getting a double file here. You let me get them going at the beginning of the race, Charles. So man, get them going, bud.
We will indeed get them going. Again, that pace car is going to take its sweet time. It likes to pull off at the very last minute. And Ashton Crowder is your leader, and once again, he's opting to take the outside lane. They have that choice here, whether they want to take inside or outside, and he really likes that outside. He's found something that he likes in it, so he's going to maintain it once again. We'll see if it pays off for him. He hasn't had Michael Fennelson on his inside here for a restart, and he wasn't in his race either, so this is going to be a different challenge for him. We'll see if it's going to pay off this time.
Well, we will actually see here momentarily. So the number 27 and the number 14, my pick, of course, is that number 14 to win this race. You picked the number 1. I guess we'll see well, now it'll be 70 laps.
Indeed, 70 laps to go. Going to be 30 for stage 1 when we get the green flag. So this will be a test here. 30 laps to go till we get another caution, unless we get one in between there. But again, at lap 40, when they start lap 41, stage 1 will be over and a caution will be thrown. And we will move to the final stage of the night. As there it is, pace car's off, green flag is in the air. Ashton Crowder on the gas pedal very quickly. He had a good jump, and we're going to watch. He did it last time. He's going to dive to the bottom, exactly what he did before. He gets up there, gets a good jump, and then he dives to the bottom. I'm wondering if he has a bit of a plan here. Get out front as he's going to pull the 31 with him and then dive down to the bottom, and he kind of takes the momentum from that outside lane because they don't have anybody pushing them anywhere up there. So that could be a little strategy he's deploying here.
Yeah, and and watching that number of 31 machine of Dylan Roberts, and he has Ashton Crowder in that number 27 machine right there. I do believe them two gentlemen are teammates, if I am not mistaken. So, and of course the 14 right behind him of Michael Finlandson. And if I'm looking at this correctly, those 3 are teammates.
Yeah, and that would be very good to see them up there together. Here comes the 42 of Brandon McKissick in that drill spill machine, one of their sponsors here. So he's going to try to put it in victory lane, and he's kind of put the one of Tanner Talerco back a little bit. There's about a 2-car gap between the number 42 and the 1. So those front 4 cars are starting to pull away a little bit. That's the last thing these guys want to see, is a group of cars get a gap. Again, they would reel them in if they could regroup together, but so far it's going single file again. They are being able to catch back up, as we're going to go back here to some of these guys that started in the back. Carl Shedd right now back in 15th position. He started in 29th. He's up to 15th. He got put in the back, so he has worked his way up very good here in that number 45 machine, as he's gained several spots.
Yes, he has, and that is the key here, to gain as many spots as possible. When you can get them, of course, capitalize on the mistakes that are being made out there. And, of course, pit when necessary, as now they are on a lap at number 13. They'll be coming to 14 here momentarily, as Ashton Crowder and the guys will across the line here, coming on the lap number 14. So, and I got to looking at it, and it looks like the top 5, Ashton Crowder, Dylan Roberts, Michael Finlandson, Brandon McKissick, and Tanner Talerco, 1 through 5, they are all, if I'm not mistaken, are all on the exact same team. Caution's out.
Caution is out, and it's going to be towards the back here. Tommy Massey going around in the 05. So let's go back and see if you had any help. We'll see here. We're watching the 05 contact. May see some sparks flying, but no cars involved. Not sure where that came from, but the 32, I believe it was, in the 05 having contact there. We'll see. I believe that was the 32 of Andy. It was Andy Glassick having contact with him, causing that. But sparks were flying. I'm not sure where those sparks came from, as they were just kind of maybe ghost car out there or something. That was kind of weird, but some net coats definitely going on.
Yeah, there might have been a little net code there as well. Of course, this is a simulation. This is iRacing. This is on the internet. Everybody has a different internet speeds. Of course, iRacing being, located. I'm not sure exactly where it's located to per se, but the servers, all that stuff will play into a factor into these races. So netcode does play a key in the cautions. We all know that, but enough about that. Looks like we have the leaders going to be coming down pit road if it's not a fake out.
It is a fake out, actually. Everybody got fooled. That was interesting there. The leaders indeed did fake it. I didn't know if we were going to go in with only 15 laps on these tires. I have a feeling we're going to get to 20, 25 before they decide to. Again, with a stage race at lap 40, that could change things up too, but a lot of people almost got faked out by that, but the leader pulled out in enough time that everybody was able to safely get out without getting to that commitment cone.
Exactly. Now, do you mind if we pull up somebody for an interview here?
Oh, go ahead. Let's bring them up.
All right. Well, I am actually going to move up here real quick from one of the teams here. Dylan Roberts, this is Josh from the booth, man. Got a copy?
I do.
Well, Dylan, man, it looks like you got a whole bunch of teammates up there together, 1 through 5, it looks like. So talk about the racing here tonight, man, coming in for 80 laps. Talk about the duels real quick and what to expect throughout the race, bud.
Yeah, it's definitely a positive that we got all 5 of the teammates up here. And the duels, they went perfectly for all of us. We all started in top 10. We were able to all get lined up and just pull away.
Well, you are all 1 through 5. Of course, now you guys can all work together, but there's still a whole lot of cars out there y'all got to contend with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's Daytona. Anybody could win. You never know what's going to happen.
All right, Dylan, we will let you get back to it, but good luck. And, man, you got a long race still ahead of you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully it goes as well as it is now.
All righty. Good luck, man. Make sure I put him in the correct room there.
Yeah, and we are actually running on board with him. The lights are still on. There they go. Lights are off on the pace car. As you see 2 cars coming out in front of them, they will get back up to speed and catch the tail of this field. But that does indicate we're going green next time by to start lap 18 of 80. So we're going to be almost halfway done with stage 1 when we get the green flag. So I have a feeling we've had 2 cautions already fairly quickly here. So we'll look at our cautions. 2 for 6 laps, 64 laps to go still. I really think we'll probably finish this off without another caution until we get to the end of the stage. But, time will tell.
Exactly, as they are going to be still making their way around the track here. Pace car will be diving off here yet again momentarily. They'll be coming to lap 18, as you said, going to get the green flag. And those top 5 guys still out there together, teammates. So, they will be, of course, working together to get the best finishes they can. It's going to be interesting. You saw if all 5 of these are up here together, are they going to fight for the win? Or are they just going to push each other to the victory and then take it 1 through 5? It's going to be just amazing to see and watch what happens.
Yeah, it really is. It's just going to be, a test to see can we go the rest of the way without a caution. Is there going to be a caution? Is it going to take out a lot of good drivers? With plate racing, it's all really just up in the air, but it looks like green flag is ready to come out, so we'll let you do the honors this time.
All righty. Pace car will dive in, of course, immediately following. Green flag is out already. That number 27 machine and the 42 of Brandon McKissick right there all together, and they are getting in lineup here. 1 through, looks like, now they kind of broke them up a little bit. Shane Theron in that number 38 machine kind of snickered his way in there between that number 1 and 14. So, but hey, it's not over.
It is not over at all. We still have tons of racing still left to go. Well over half the race to go. We haven't even hit to the end of stage 1 yet. Again, those front 5 are really starting to pull away again. Even the really 6 cars are starting to pull away. I really figured we would see a little more from Tanner and Talerco, but again, it's still early in the race. He's sitting back in 6th, so that's still a very respectable spot, especially considering we're on lap 18 now, fixing to be lap 19 as they cross the line. So 2 more laps, and we will be at the halfway point of stage 1, and it's really anybody's game. Again, checking in with Carl Shedd, he's back to 15th now. He was up to 14th, so he lost 1 spot, but still from 29th, putting together a huge run. He's kind of one of the leaders of that group he's in. They've got a little bit of a gap. There's probably about 3 main groups kind of racing right now.
Yes, there. You have a different packs following each other. Try not to lose the draft of the car in front of you. Of course, that second pack, probably around that number. It looks like the number 10 machine there of Robert and Kenny, kind of falling back a little bit, picking up, allowing that number 94 machine of Adam De Blasio to kind of pick him up a little bit, get a little bit of draft off of him. Maybe push him up to that 43 of Philip Radicic there in that Best Buy machine there. That is I say it with respect, but that is one sexy paint job.
It is indeed. A lot of great paint jobs out here tonight. Unfortunately, a paint job doesn't make you faster, but, they're definitely hoping it will. You can't count anyone out here. Single file doesn't stay that way for long, as we already have. It looks like the 18 of Walker Thomas going to the outside, and it looks like he's going to lose quite a few spots.
Yeah, he will, unfortunately, as 99.9% of this group is now single file. That 18 of Walker Thomas, though, kind of caught out there on that outside. He can't figure out a way to get down on that low side. He may end up having to fall back behind that number 44 machine of Michael Lararia there to, just get the draft off of him, let the laps wind down, and, hopefully get a better position during the stage. If that 18 will make a move right behind that number 44. Yeah,
he did get behind the 44, and he will lose several spots. He started 9th all the way back to 18th, so he's lost 9 spots, almost 10 spots here tonight in this race. If he just kind of gets off the ass just a little bit, it looks like Baron Labasco is going to be able to catch him in the 54 in 19th place. And then Samuel Close and Justin Munsell will be able to catch up with him as well. Even the 21 of Tom Bourne. So those guys can get a group. If they can, they'll be able to catch that 44. And then they can be one big group. But you're going to have to do something if you want to get up there to those top 5 leading this race right now.
Yes, you will, as I am looking way back into the field here. Just a little ways with the number 25 machine. Or the number 49 in the 25th position of Shane Neiswanger. Little battles going on back here between him, the 66 of Brandon Kaufman, the 49, of course, of Shane Neiswanger there as well, and the 05 of Tommy Massey. So, you got a little battle going on here between a couple of Fords and a couple of Chevys.
It is indeed, and I wonder if the 32 and 05 are teammates at all. And we know the 49 and the 66 are teammates, so they're going to work together. Right now, it doesn't look like the 05 and the 32 really want to work with each other as they're going side by side, but so are the 49 and 69 of Shane Neiswanger and Brandon Kaufman. But there they are going to get single file, and that's what they have to do if they want to get up to the front. They can't be side by side. They're going to lose a lot of time. You have to get in the line. And that's the best way and the only way to get a lot of draft.
You got that right. And, right now I'm still looking back here with these guys. Shane Neiswanger kind of leading this pack here. At 32, though, falling back a little bit. Needs to get up there. He's only about, it looks like, 0.3 of a second behind Tommy Massey. Still in the draft. Doesn't want to lose the draft because it's going to be very hard to catch back up to them unless a caution comes out. So still some work cut out for him, but winding down stage number 1 here relatively shortly in about 15 laps.
Yeah, it definitely is, and you still have Ashton Crowder out front. But look behind him. Brandon McKissick is up to second, started 8th, and he has jumped up 6 spots here as he's trying to get by. But again, nobody's going to make any moves yet. This really is about follow the leader right now, not to, it's not to make for boring racing or anything like that. These guys are racing smarter, not harder. That's what they want to do right now. That's what they need to do right now. At the end, when the white flag's out, go for it. Go for everything you have for the win. But right now, there's no point in going for the win. You cannot win the race on lap 26 is what they're about to start. Or my bad, 27, I might say. Again, you can't win it on lap 26, 27, whatever lap it is. The only lap you can win is when that checker flag comes out and you are finishing lap 80.
You got that right. You don't want to. You just want to wind down the laps at the beginning, and then make moves there toward the end. Can't finish it on lap, like you said, lap 27 here, and definitely can't win it on lap 1.
Yeah, you definitely can't. And we've seen time and time again how good these guys are. We went 20 laps with 1 caution. We went 20 laps with 2 cautions. We went 40 laps with 1 caution. So here we've had 2 cautions so far for 6 laps, 54 laps to go. So we have 14 laps until the stage ends. But so far we are not seeing too many, as now it looks like they're all going to pass Ryan Dyson right now to put him a lap down, and he has still got a lot of damage running that our expression car back there. He's got heavy damage. You can see the radiator, that front end is so torn up.
Yes, he does have some heavy damage on that machine there, but he's still out there turning laps, and that's the key. Turn laps, finish the race, don't get a DNF, and get those points that you need throughout the season. They do not have a reset here tonight, folks. So you get damage, you fix it, or you do what he is doing and go out there and just drive it until you can't drive it no more. So no resets, and you race it until, like I said, you can't race it no more, because there's no limit on incidents here tonight. And it's basically NASCAR. You wreck it, you fix it.
Yeah, that's what it is, and that's real racing with no fast repairs. You wouldn't go to a local track or a NASCAR track and be able to just whip a car out. You might do it in qualifying or practice, you get your backup car, but you don't have any fast repairs. You can't wave a magic wand and your fenders be fixed. That is what duct tape's for, and well, unfortunately we don't have duct tape here in iRacing, so you have to spend usually it's about 11 minutes is the minimum, so 11 to 35 minutes on pit road if you want to repair everything. Clearly he didn't repair everything. He picked only what he had to do to get back out, and he did that, and he's going to gain some points for it, because I'm sure, fingers crossed we don't, but I wouldn't be sure if we didn't have at least one semi-big, 2 big wreck here that could possibly take out 10 to 12 of these cars easy.
Exactly. The big one can happen at any moment here at Daytona. I mean, right now they're doing a very good job of keeping it clean here, as they are on a lap number 30. They crossed the line there, so 10 laps to go, folks. That will end the stage. Actually 11, because as they hit lap 41 is when that the caution flag will fly for the end of the stage, as Charles was talking about earlier. So going to be interesting to see who gets the stage a win here for the stage points. And then, of course, after that, it's 40 laps left for the race. I believe they're only doing 1 stage, correct?
Yeah, well, it's stage 1 and then the final stage, so 2 technical stages. But yeah, as far as stage, only real 1 stage and then your final stage. So breaking it up in 2. And no, we do need to maybe get a word in after this race. I'll talk to admin and race control, see what it is. This race is also considered a Fast 5 race. I didn't ever get a chance to find out exactly what that is, but Fast 5 race, there are several races, probably 5, that are marked as Fast 5 races. So be interesting to figure out if we can get a word in with Ryan, maybe under caution, to see what those Fast 5 races are.
Oh yeah, that's something new. That is actually the first time I've heard of that. So, you know, is it a Fast 5 race? Is it 5 races, or if it's being sponsored by somebody or a group of people that maybe it's called Fast 5? I don't know. See, I've never heard of it.
I'm wondering if it's something of there, because I believe one is at Bristol, so it's clearly not about the most speed you can get. I'm wondering if it has something to do with maybe like a group of 5 races that you kind of maybe trying to win certain select tracks like Bristol, Talladega, Daytona, stuff like that. But we will clarify that when we get a chance to talk to Ryan. Is they're going to put, I believe that's the 11 of Jamie Dyson a lap down. So 3 cars a lap down right now. Jamie Dyson, Ryan Dyson, and Joshua Adams lap down. Joe Lawrence is actually out of the race now.
Oh man, what a tough break for Joe Lawrence there. Now I'm kind of curious though on this one. Is Jamie Dyson and the other Dyson, are they related?
I am not sure. That's another thing we could ask him if we get him into the booth. That I am not 100% sure on though. So we would definitely have to clarify that. These guys are just so good right now. They're single file, so there's no battling going on. But just the fact that we've only had 2 cautions here, we're on lap 33, fixing to be 34, going to be 6 laps to go till the end of stage 1. It's just amazing.
Exactly, and of course in chat, they are talking in a chat as well. Looks like saying keep an eye on the purple car. It'll be hard to see flying over the finish line, and not exactly sure what she means by that, but she said keep an eye on the purple car.
I believe she may be referring to Brandon Kaufman. So we'll see. Yes, the number 66, that is Brandon Kaufman, who's sitting back in 23rd right now. He's got a little help from the 21 and the 49, but they are well off the pace right now with a little bit of a gap here of 16 seconds. So they've got their work cut out for them if they want to stay on the lead lap, because that front group of cars is, we'll see if we can't take a little bit wider angle here. You can see everybody single file from about first all the way back to, I would say, 20th position.
Being a single file is the key here right now, as they will be coming to lap 36 here momentarily. And yeah, she is talking about the number 66 of Brandon Kaufman there. And I just got confirmation that the Dysons, Jamie Dyson, Ryan Dyson, are brothers.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully they can work together. They're both a lap down at the moment, so they are not real close to each other on the track, but they're both 1 lap down, so they could work with each other. But that's going to be a bit of a battle, too. That's for position if they get up to each other. So they're going to race each other, clean, I'm sure. But, that's also a battle for the first person a lap down to get a lucky dog.
Yes, it is. The 11 machine of Jamie Dyson and Ryan Dyson, and that number 28. He's got some heavy damage out there. And, of course, his speed is being very affected as we see the leaders come around him to put him yet another lap down. Of course, they will be catching Jamie Dyson here momentarily, as he is not up to speed as well out of the draft, and I'm sure the damage on his machine is affecting a role in that too. So even though they put Ryan another lap down there, Jamie goes a lap down. If they can get up to him, it's still going to be a battle for who gets the the wave around.
It is indeed. And some shaking up going back here with Kaufman. It looks like Brandon Kaufman is going to get by Shane Neiswanger. And the 05 of Tommy Amassi has caught up to them. So now they got a 4-car little draft party going on here. Still not enough at all if they want to get up to the lead, as those front 20 cars have really started to pull away.
They have a huge gap on that pack back there. And I am showing some strategies going on here. It looks like we have some elected to come down a pit road, the 44, the 24, and the 51. Michael Loreria, Riley Grant Davis, and Bradley Burke, it looks like, all came down a pit road a little bit before the stage ends.
Yeah, interesting call here is it ends in 2 laps. They're going to come in, and if it's anything like the real NASCAR, pit lane is closed 1 lap to go, so they had to come in this lap if they wanted to do it as 1 to go in the stage. Pit lane would be closed, and I'm not sure if they're going to run that rule or not, but if they are, that would explain why they would come in with 2 to go.
Exactly. You know, with 2 to go here, they are on a lap of 39 of the stage here. Lap 41 will be the end of the stage when they get that. So, you know, winding down to the end of the stage here, and they'll only have about 36, 37 laps left roughly when they get the green flag to start the second stage, which is basically to the end of the race.
Yeah, it definitely is. So 2 stages, and we got a huge wreck back in the back here. Several cars going around. The 4 getting involved. I'm not sure who else is involved there, but big wreck. Let's go back and take a look.
Looks like the number 61 of Bronson Stafford was also involved in that.
That was a wild wreck. The 41 and the 38 getting together. The 61, sorry. And then the 61 just clobbers the 18 into the wall. The 94, the 32 getting involved. Many cars getting involved in that caution. And that will bring it out for the 3rd time. And also, that is right at the time for the stage to be complete.
Unfortunately, that is what happens here at a Daytona International Speedway. When one car goes around and you're gobbled up like that, unfortunately, you have no reaction time, and you get caught in the middle of, you know, a complete mess. And you do everything you can to dodge it, but in some instances, it happens so quick, you can't do nothing.
Yeah, if that is true, as it looks like everybody's going to come down pit road, so you can go ahead and say that is it. So stage 1 winner is going to be Ashton Crowder in the 27. So again, Ashton Crowder in the 27 is going to be stage 1 winner, as stage 1 is now complete. That will do it. Next up is your final stage here. We're in it. So that was kind of a perfect timing for the caution, per se. Obviously, nobody wanted to plan it that way, to have a caution that big taking out so many cars early in the race, but it did fall right in the time for the stage to be complete.
Yes, it did, and Ashton Crowder will come away with the victory here for stage number 1. They will catch up to the pace car here, and of course get lined up. And since I did the last interview, do you want to interview the stage 1 winner?
Let's get him up here and see, get a quick interview with him.
I'll pull him up here. There you go.
Ashton Crowder, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you come away with stage 1 win here. So, you know, this is the last 40 laps. Kind of, the caution came out there right at the perfect time for the stage to end. You went in the pits in first and came out in 5th. So, any strategy there to get to the front or to regain that lead?
I mean, I've got 5 teammates basically right behind me, so we're gonna do everything we can to get up to the front, and hopefully one of us can get the win. But it's gonna be hard to pass since we're pretty much single file the whole way around the track. So we're really gonna have to pick them off one by one and not overheat our cars.
Well, it's definitely been a good race so far. You know, you again won the stage one. So you only have less than 40 laps to go here in the final stage of the race. You know, you got, like you said, you have your teammates out there that's going to help you a little bit. Obviously, you know, having somebody out there that can help you and obviously is going to race you cleaner than anybody else. So all of that aside, you know, what do you think your shots are of pulling away a victory here in the first race?
Never want to count myself out, but it is Daytona, so anything really could happen. I mean, you could have the leader get hooked, anything like that, but I don't know. I think we have probably around a 40% chance of winning right now, considering all of our teammates are tucked up behind each other. But if one of them crashes, never know. But hopefully we can get a win. That'd be really great to start off the year for our team.
Well, hopefully we will see you in the victory lane. If nothing else, we'll see you in the top 3 in the post-race show. Before we go, Green, any shout-outs you want to give just for being here and getting you to the race?
Tanner Tallarico, Brendan McKissick, Dylan Roberts, and Michael Finlayson been pushing me, like I said, so hopefully they'll keep doing it, not wreck me or leave me. That'd be pretty sad, but yeah, and you guys for doing the broadcast and let me do this interview.
All right, well, lights should be going off with sign. Well, they are, so you're going to go double file, so we will let you get back to some racing.
Thank you, sir.
All right, well, that was a quick word with Ashton Crowder, your Stage 1 winner. This is the final stage here. That means we're getting ready to start the second half of the race as we are on lap 43 right now. So hopefully this second half will be just as great a racing as the first half, and I imagine it will be.
Yeah, I imagine it will be too. As you know, we have a new leader out here in that number 44 machine of Michael Alaria here. Starting on the inside of him will be that number 24 of Raleigh Grant Davis. So, you know, still some good racing to come along.
It definitely is indeed. Lap 43 of 80. So, again, over halfway done. Stage 2 about to start. And I really don't know who's going to come away with the win here. It really could be anybody, as it is pack racing and plate racing. So, you know, this is going to make it very interesting here, as it looks like Brandon Kaufman and them did not go a lap down. So Brandon Kaufman and Shane Nicewanger have caught back up to the field. So this is the chance they needed.
Yes, it is. You know, you don't want to go a lap down here at Daytona, because you would definitely have no help unless you could fall in a lap down with the lead pack. Pace car will dive in. Green flag will come out. We are underway again here for the last stage for the Upper Edge Racing League here at Daytona. And
it looks like the 61. No, not the 61. I mean the 81. Somebody coming out of pit road there right at the last minute. Might have been the 81, I believe. Somebody came out and was right there, but they went a lap down as trying to get up to the leaders.
That would be Patrick McLaurin there, who does have some damage on that 81 car zip machine.
Yeah, he's currently 3 laps down, so definitely has his work cut out for him. But you can't count anyone out. Cautions come out. He can get wave rounds, get the lucky dog. He could be on the lead lap battling for the lead, even though he has a little bit of damage. You know, it may be tough, but it could be done.
Back up front, though, it looks like that number 44 machine of Michael Laria and that number 24 of Raleigh Grant Davis, you know, pushing each other very, very safely here. The number 51 of Bradley Burke right behind him in third.
Yeah, Bradley Burke is going to get up to the front. We'll check in with him. He started 13th up to third, so gained 10 spots so far. He is definitely moving forward. As we look back here to Brandon Kaufman, these guys are starting to get to the outside lane. He's got the 10 with him of Robert Kenny, And it looks like he's got the 97 with him as well of Mike Tellier. So then you have obviously Brandon Kaufman and Shane Neiswanger right there in 4. So they're starting to make their move here to at least try to get a little further up so that they can have a chance for the lead as sparks are flying in front of them.
Excuse me, I had to yawn there for a moment. But, yeah, I mean, they're doing everything they can to get up there. They got a little momentum on that high side, that number 10 machine up there, Robert Kenny. Pulling a little side draft off that number 43 and that 18. So he's getting a little, I would call some double side draft going on. But don't want to get too close to them cars because we know how netcode can be. And if I'm not mistaken, that number 10 might have a little bit of a rear end damage.
Yeah, he looks like he does indeed. He has maybe got a shot from the back bumper of, or front bumper of somebody to that back bumper, as he does have a little bit of damage. And it really, you have to. This is the only battle that's double wide right now. Everyone in front of them is single file out. Nobody's trying to press any issues. So the caution's going to come out, and it looks like it's going to be the 54 of Baron Labasco. Very interesting. Oh, he got a hook from the 88. I'm not even sure that was a hook. It's just more of a straight-up turn. The 88 got right into his bumper and just spun him around there right into the outside wall, and that was a hard hit.
Well, that was a hard hit by that number 54 machine there. I'm sure he's probably shaking.
Yeah, that was definitely a harder lick than he wanted to do. Even, I don't even know if that part of the wall had a safer barrier, but with or without the safer barrier, that was still an extremely hard lick to it. As now we have completed 47 laps. We're on lap 48, so again, not many more laps to go as we'll take a look here at our cautions. 4 cautions for 10 laps, 33 laps to go, so 33 laps is not a lot, considering we started with 80.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the stages the duels were 20 each. So, you know, 2 duels equals 40 laps. And that's half of this race here. And we're on lap 48 here, coming to 49. So, 40 laps really will go by relatively quick.
Yes, it really will. That is not going to take very long at all to finish. And again, we're already pretty much there anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see when they start pushing it to go forward. Will they start early here with, you know, 33 laps to go, now 32? Will they start this early in the race, or will they wait till the last 10 laps to go forward? You know, you really don't know with this group of drivers, and we didn't get a chance to see it in the last 40-lap race because the caution came out at the end, so we really didn't get to see when they were going to try to push and go forward in the closing laps.
Exactly. You know, the duels, they were very cautious for the most part. And they're, you know, pretty cautious here for the race, as nobody's really made moves per se, but I have a feeling within the next 15 to 20 laps we're going to see some people getting a little bit more aggressive than what they were at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, definitely. The further you get into the race, the more aggressive you're going to get, the more impatient you're going to get. Again, it doesn't matter how good your patience are. The longer these runs go, the more impatient you get, especially if you're stuck back here 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and you're trying to get to the front, but nobody wants to go with you. That makes you just a little bit more impatient. Again, not anything bad about any of these drivers. You know, anybody that's done any pack racing like this knows that you get that impatience. What you have to learn is to control that and not do something crazy and out of line that's going to end up taking you or somebody else out of the race.
Exactly, and speaking of a couple of people out of the race, it looks like Adam de Blasio and Carl Shedd have decided to take their vehicles behind the wall. You know, a tough break for two of the other guys there. Joe Lawrence did it as well. So 3 guys out of the race here tonight. It looks like we still have 27 drivers out there. I do believe Andy Glassick is on a pit road. Several others are also on pit road as well. Baron Labasco and Joshua Adams. So even though they're sitting on pit road, I'm sure they're just trying to look and assess the damage and get as much of it fixed as possible.
They definitely are going to try everything. Kind of interesting. You got the 24. He has been very patient. Grant Davis. He has just been biding his time up here, just kind of sitting back. We'll take a look. I don't believe he's led any laps. He has not led any laps today, but you know, he's really going to try to put that 24 in victory lane. You know, you look to the real life counterpart. That 24 has won a lot of races, so you know he's trying to duplicate that here and see if he can't get a win. It's just a matter of time. His main competition, I think, really is the 44 at the moment, who has led 9 laps. You know, you think the 44 of Michael Laria had led more laps than that. He seems like he's been out there for, you know, an hour, but he's only led 9.
Yeah, and it is what it is, you know, and leading the laps, you know, they want to get the most laps led, but I'm sure they just want to get that checkered flag. That's the key here tonight, to get that checkered flag to get the victory, as the pace car lights will go off. Get them going, Charles.
All right, so one more lap away. Lights are off, so we will go green. Looks like, yep, there it is. So just past Pace Road, so we're going to take one more lap here. We'll start lap 52. So, you know, checking real fast here at it. Again, one last time of the, sorry about that, wrong button. There we go. I do apologize. There it is. One last time. 30 laps to go. So we're going to get the green flag here with 29 laps. You know, that's not a lot of time now. You would think it is, but it's really not. And we're going green this time by.
Get them going, Charles.
All right. It looks like we're still partially on the backstretch here, so got a little bit of time. There's the old Budweiser sign back in the back. It used to be the old Polo Award, as we're sitting on the backstretch here, so we still have a few more moments, but they are ready. And interesting enough here, you notice too, while we're getting ready to get this, that Profile Machine Products 44, he's starting on the outside too. So, you know, he's opting to stay out there this time, just like the 27 did. But doesn't matter. So it's really good. Apparently it's working out there, as the 24 is sitting back trying to make sure he can see when this gets started, as the pace car is going to be diving off right about, should be there. The pace car does dive off. There it is. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again here on lap 52. 29 laps to go here in the race. This is going to get exciting here for the final last 30 laps.
Yes, it is. And look at the move that 44 tried to make. Whoa, look at that 42. Diving it low there in front of that number 14 of Michael Finlayson there. I'm sure Michael was like, I hope you got enough room, because if not, you're going to take me out with you, as they go a single file all the way back to, oh man, they go single file pretty much all the way back here. So single file yet again. I'm sure this single file won't last too much longer.
No, it definitely won't. These guys are going to start pushing it to get to the front. Single file will not last much longer at all. As you know, nobody wants to stay towards the back. They want to get to the front. As right now, literally the front 20 cars are single file. So let's go back here, back to around 21st, 22nd. As those are really where the damaged cars start to appear. As you go back to about 16th here, you know, we were talking about the 49 of Shane Neiswanger and the 66 of Brandon Kaufman. They're in that pack now. They've caught the draft. And really, if you get to the 18 and 12th place right now of Walker Thomas, he's kind of got his own little group of cars right now. as they've kind of lost that draft for the most part from the front pack, but they do have enough drivers that they could probably catch back up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I am having a hard time. There we go. I'm still getting used to a TVO, folks. So, yeah, it takes me a minute to figure out exactly where everybody's at. But, yeah, that number 18 of Walker Thomas, they're kind of leading that second pack there with that 43 machine of Philip Radicic there right behind him. And every time I look at that 43 machine, I think of actually, well, the driver of NASCAR, the new driver in that 43 now, Bubba Wallace, you know, driving the 43, and of course everybody knows the 43 of the king, Richard Petty. So yeah, seeing that 43 out there in that shade of color, it reminds me a lot of when you know, Richard Petty and them, you know, when he drove it. So but different style of car too.
Yeah, definitely a different style of car. He's definitely doing good here, sitting in 13th place, started 24th, so he's moving forward, and that's exactly what he needs to do if he wants to get a win, but he's just got a little bit more room to go. Is still out front, has led 14 laps now, started 20th, has gained 19 spots. That is the 44 of Michael Laria. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can hang on to the win. If he can, he'll put one of the sponsors in the victory lane. That is, of course, Profile Machine Products. He is representing on that 44.
Well, what a way to come out if he can be victorious here, to not only be, you know, get the win in that 44 machine, but have, you know, one of the sponsors here for the league into victory lane. That would be a way to start out of this season. So and I'm sure there's a lot of other vehicles out here as well running some type of other paint scheme to support the sponsors that they have. You would probably have to get up close and personal with the car there to kind of figure out what, you know, who's running what. But of course, we know Michael Laria is running the sponsor there for well, I can't see it now. You just said it, and I went totally blank.
That is Profile Machine Products.
Yeah, okay, Profile, yeah. PMP.
It is indeed PMP on that car, and he's got a lot of company behind him, but yet still nobody trying to press any issues here. Is taking a look, we are 4 laps away from 20 to go. That is when I expect to see some moves being made. 20 to go, you're going to see the people in the back start trying to make some moves, and probably with 10 to go, you're going to see some of these guys up at the front start making some moves.
Exactly, and I think you should probably keep an eye on the teammates here of, let's see, Ashton Crowder in the mix as well, and of course Brandon McKissick, Michael Finlinson, Tanner Talerico, and of course you cannot forget Dylan Roberts. These guys are all right there together. Ashton is currently in the 4th spot, Brandon McKissick in 5th, Michael Finlinson in 6th, Tanner Talerico in 7th, and Dylan Roberts there in the 8th spot. So these teammates are there together still. I expect these 5 guys to make moves toward the more, you know, the closer the end of the race it gets.
Yeah, they are going to make some moves here, and it's going to be interesting to see how these teammates work together or don't work together once it comes down to crunch time. Are they going to be content with running 2nd and 3rd, or are they going to try to take a bid for the lead? If it was me, we're teammates until the last lap. At that point, I want the win. I'm not going to wreck you for it, but I'm definitely going to try to take it from you with all means necessary, except for wrecking. So that's what we're going to have to keep an eye for. When do these teammates not become teammates anymore and just going for the win?
Exactly. Of course, there's a lot of other teammates out here as well racing. We will, you know, like I said, get to know the teams as they come about the season. Baron Labosco being in the 54 machine has taken his car behind the wall, and man, what a tough break for him, because one of his teammates, Patrick McLaurin, there in that number 81. And then, of course, Tanner Allen in that number 4 machine. These 3 guys are teammates as well. Of course, we know Shane Neiswanger and Brandon Kaufman are teammates as well. So a lot of these guys are working together when they can.
Yeah, they definitely are. And it looks like, yeah, you're talking about the 81, the 28, and the 11, all kind of running together. Very interesting what you want to note here. You have Patrick McLaurin in the 81, back in 23rd, 3 laps down. Ryan Dyson, 22nd, 2 laps down. Jamie Dyson, the 11. The 11 is pushing these 2 cars that are multiple laps down. However, he is on the lead lap. So he's pushing 2 cars that are multiple laps down, even though he's on the lead lap trying to get up there and catch that draft.
Jamie Dyson is part of, let me see if I can find it here, part of the RCA racing team with his brother there, Jamie Dyson. Oh, we got a caution.
Caution is out, and I'm not sure who it's for. Nobody is off pace. Very interesting. We can find out who it was for, as nobody was off with 19 to go. So, yeah, I don't see anybody that's off pace. Everybody is currently on the pace.
I'm not seeing it either. Now, are we missing something here with the stages?
No, indeed. Only one stage. I'm on the Upper Edge Racing website. Of course, that's upperedgeracing.com. Make sure you check it out. And new stage 1 is the end of lap 40. There's only one stage. So, again, something brought out the caution. Just not sure what it was. Oh, again.
Well, I have. Sorry.
Nope, that is the 5th caution here. Just not sure what the caution was for.
Yeah, I am not either. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. You know, and I've been in races, league races, where mistakes were made by admins and pressed the wrong button.
That very well could be. And actually, while we have a moment here, we'll see if Ryan Dyson is here. We'll see if we can't get a quick word in with him as well, and see if we can figure out what that Fast 5 race is. Ryan Dyson, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, real fast, not sure. We're trying to figure out what brought the caution out. We didn't see anyone off pace, but we did want to talk to you real fast. We saw on the website, which we've been telling people to check it out, check out the point standings and stuff. This race is a Fast 5 race. So what is that Fast 5 race? Because we're trying to figure that out as well.
Basically, it's 5 races on the schedule, and every race we're going to eliminate some people and only take the certain people on to the next one. Those races also have double payouts, so there's a lot more on the line for the guys for these races. But yeah, it's sort of like a mini point standings within the season, just for some of the landmark events such as Daytona, Darlington. I think Richmond's one of them. So it's just a little mini series within the season, basically just another reason or another way for people to get money.
Well, that definitely is a good thing. Always good to earn a little extra cash on the side, but it's not going the way I'm sure you expected it or wanted it to. You're only 1 lap down, so we'll see. You might get your lap back this time. We'll definitely be looking for that, but you know, you have a little bit of damage, but do you still think you could possibly get that lap back and at least get a solid top 10 finish out of today?
Yeah, after qualifying and the dual race, I was really excited for this 5, and I got shoved out of line, or it kind of loosened me up, and I went up a little high, and then Shane stuck his nose under me, and I went from 5th to, I think, 20th or 15th or something within a matter of a lap, and then Unfortunately, a car was lagging in front of us, and he told us to go high, and unfortunately, when we went high, he sort of lagged into me and put us in this bit of a predicament, but just got one lap back. We're sitting one down now, so hopefully if we can get back on lead lap and start with a couple of cars behind me, hopefully we can salvage something.
Well, hopefully with anything, we'll get you at least get back on the lead lap. But any shout-outs you want to give real fast while we have you here in the booth?
Just a big shout out to APC Auto Parts Center. It's a big company up here in Ontario, Canada. They're primary sponsor in this car, and I'd like to thank you guys for doing an excellent job. I watched last week's broadcast, and it was one of the best broadcasts I've ever seen, so I can't wait to go back and watch tonight's, and all the people that support this league and have made it to the point that we can do some of the things we're doing. And, you know, Profile Machine Products is a big supporter of this league, so can't thank them enough.
All right, well, we don't want to hold you too long. We'll get you back down there to your team. So with any luck, we'll be able to talk to you maybe tonight again, or if anything, we'll definitely be talking to you in another race.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the finish.
All right. Well, again, that was Ryan Dyson. One lap down. He did get one of his laps back, though, so that is a plus for him.
Coming back to the front of the pack here, Charles. You know, Michael Alaria still out front here has led. If I'm looking at this correctly, he has led 64 laps.
Let's take a look here. We'll pull up the driver bar for our leader. He has led 24 laps for Michael Alaria.
Okay, well, then let's see here. Okay, there it is. I see it. Yeah, I'm still getting used to it. I looked at it wrong. Yeah, I see it. We're right next to the miles per hour there, folks. You'll see how many laps they have led. So, yeah, led 24 laps. Hey, that's not bad.
That is not bad. And if I'm not mistaken, that's probably the most laps led here. So he will clinch that, possibly.
He won't.
He won't. We have someone that's led more.
Yeah, we have Ashton Crowder has actually led 40 laps.
Okay, yeah. He pretty much led this entire race, too, up till the stage. He came in after stage one. That was right. He led all 40 laps there. Came in to pit on at the end of stage one. Lost the lead, went to fifth. He is up to third now, though. He has just not been able to get back to the front.
Exactly, and you know they will get the green flag here this time by. Well, I got him going last time, I do believe, Charles. So I believe it's your turn, man.
I think I did it last time, but we'll do it again.
Why not? Why not? You do it again.
Indeed, they are just about ready here. Let's take a wider look here, see where we are. It looks like they are coming into the tri-oval, so we are ready to get this thing going. There they are. Obviously, nobody's going to be pitting because we're getting ready to get this thing going. As pace car will dive off. There it is. Very quickly, green flag back in the air once again. Can Michael Laria hold off Grant Davis and Ashton Crowder? As this is going to take a minute to get up to speed, probably a lap or so, but they're in real double file now. How long will they stay double file? As you've already got people starting to shuffle to the bottom, and hopefully this does not bring out a caution right after a caution.
Exactly, and of course my pick on the outside behind that number 27 of Ashton Crowder. I picked Michael Finlayson to win this race here tonight, folks. And you know, I'm not trying to knock on wood here. Hopefully he doesn't wreck. Hopefully they can run this with 15 to go. Green flag all the way as that number 27 of Ashton Crowder will dive it in front of that number 14 machine. Of course, that number 42 of Brandon McKissick right there with him. And Dylan Roberts in that 31 right behind him as well. You got to go back here to the 42 and the 31 where they are a double file here. Single file for the most part up front.
Yeah, they are single file, but we're in crunch time. 14 laps to go. That's all that's left in this race. We are in the closing laps right now, so anything is possible. You know, we don't want to see a big one right now. And somebody I want to mention that we haven't talked about a whole lot, that is the 2-car of Justin Munsell. He started 21st. He's up to 10th. He was up earlier in his stage race, his first race in the duel, he was doing good, fell back. He started 21st, but look at him all the way up to 10th right now. And he's on the inside lane, so he's definitely got a shot at possibly a top 10, and he may possibly have a shot at the win, as anybody I would say in the top 15 still has a chance at the win.
I'd say really anybody on the lead lap here tonight. And of course, you can't count out the people who's a lap down, because one caution, they will get back on the lead lap. And of course, if they're in the right spot at the right time, somebody wrecks and a caution comes out, they could be victorious even with damage, as we seen it happen, Charles.
Yeah, it has happened before, but it's just a matter of how it's going to play out. As those two cars, we have two cars on the outside right now. I believe one of them, the 18 of Walker Thomas, and the 38 of Shane Therian. I haven't talked about Shane hardly at all today, but he is up there currently in 9th. But you know, those two cars by themselves on the outside are they're no match for that inside row. And it looks like the 38 is going to do it. He's going to leave the 18 high and dry.
Yes, he will, and I am sure that number 18 machine is now just trying to find a place to put his machine there on that low side, because right now he is losing a whole lot of positions very, very quickly, trying to keep the side draft so he doesn't lose them, but he has nobody to work with on that outside.
Yeah, and with nobody to work with you, it's just a matter of trying to find a spot to get to the inside, and he's not going to be able to do it. Nobody's going to let him in right now, as the 43 is right there beside him of Philip Radicek, but Radicek's not going to let him in, and neither is the 97, but it looks like he may be able to tuck in right there behind the 97, and he does, so he lost several spots, but he's back in line, so that is a plus to all of this.
Yes, it is. That 18 machine of Walker Thomas will tuck in behind the 97 as we will cross the line here momentarily with 10 laps to go, folks, for the Upper Edge Racing League here at Daytona. This is the My Car Doc 200 for 80 laps here. Been one heck of a race by these guys.
That it has been indeed. Is back up to the front. Michael Laria still out front, and what a run he has so far. But again, not counting anyone out here, we still have plenty of laps for someone to make a move. 10 laps to go. It's going to be 9 at the line, so we are fixing to be into single digits laps left with 9 to go at the line. Again, this was an 80 lap race. Here we are in the closing laps so far, and it has not disappointed us. Again, we'll point out only 5 cautions for 17 laps out of 80. That is not very many. But the question is, will we have one more caution before this race is over?
Well, it's going to get a little on the crazy side here momentarily, as now we are seeing some people try to look onto the outside, and nobody's really wanting to go just yet, but trying to wait to the last minute. That number 44 machine will come back up to the line, and he will lead 32 laps here. When he crosses the line, of course, he still has the 24 behind him. They are just now making their way around a turn at number 3 into 4, coming back on to the tri-oval here. So if my math is correctly, you know, he will lead 32 laps, and if he comes out here victorious in that number 44 machine, he will actually tie with Ashton Crowder for 40 laps.
Yeah, he really will, and that's all going to be down to the wire right now, as Ashton Crowder would love to get back to the front and lead some more laps. The question is, can he do it? And right now, with 8 laps to go, going to be 7 at the line here in about half a lap. You know, all questions aside, are when are people going to, or if somebody's going to try to make a move. At this point, it's when are they going to make the move. We know they're going to. Somebody's going to try to get out of the line. The question is, are these people talking to each other? And you have these teammates up front, so if you want to do something, you're going to have to pull a lot of drivers with you to do it. So it's just going to be a very interesting decision. There's almost little contact made between the 51 and the 27. That is Bradley Burke and Ashton Crowder. But it looks like, here we go, we have 5 cars going to the outside lane.
Yeah, and all 5 of these cars from the number 27 back to the 1, I believe, are all teammates here, starting with the number 27 machine of Ashton Crowder, and then the number 14 of Michael Finlinson. You got the 42 of Brandon McKissick there, Dylan Roberts in that 31, and Tanner Tallarico in that 1 machine, losing a little bit of ground to his teammate there in that 31. Can he get up to it? Because they do have a run up here with that number 27 machine, and the 14 pushing the daylights out of the 27 right now.
He did indeed, and he actually had to lift a little bit. It looked like he bumped him and almost hooked him, but he did manage to recover from it with 6 laps to go. They're going to single file back out once again. They tried to make a run. It was unsuccessful. They're going to regroup, and they're going to try again here. I probably would guess with about 3 or 4 laps to go, they're going to regroup, and they're going to try to do it again. So it's just a matter of timing. That's the key to making a pass stick. You want to time it to where you have time to get by, but you also don't want to allow them to have time to pass you back again. So it's all about timing.
Exactly. Timing is going to be a key here for the victory, as now we see that 27, 14, 42 on that high side, along with that 31, trying to make a move here, as when they cross the line, it'll be 4 laps to go. Of course, after 4 laps, we know if a caution comes out, that will end the race. There will be no green flag, and they don't want it. They want to finish strong and hard here, as they're still doing everything they can on that high side to become victorious here tonight. They are doing a lot of weaving here.
There goes the
42 around.
42 going around. That is Brandon McKissick. He's going to regather it up. No caution. He just got a little shoved out of line. He did not hit anything. Kept it going. No caution. 4 laps to go. Next flag would end the race, whether it's a caution or the checkered flag. So that was a great save by the 42.
That was an excellent save by that 42, doing, high speeds, getting loose like that. And if that was me, I'd have probably hit the wall.
Yeah, he definitely did a good job, but he's all the way back in 13th now. So he may be out of this. We'll see. It just really depends if he can get up to the leaders again, as that is definitely going to cost him, and there's not much time. 3 laps to go. So again, only 3 laps remain here in the race.
Exactly, and oh, here goes that 51.
And we got more cars going around this time. And I think we're all going to save it somehow. I am not sure how everybody saved that. That was fantastic driving for everybody. And that is just securing the spot for the 44 right now. So I'm curious right now. You see the front 4. There are 4 cars. The 27 is going to go out. If the 14 comes with him, we could have a battle for the lead here. As right there, they're going to come across the line. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, exactly. And 2 laps to go is not a whole lot of laps left at all. As Michael Laria here still out front, and look at that 24 machine along with that number 27 of Ashton Crowder. These guys are still up here together. You got the number 14 of Michael Finlinson there with them. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that number 27 and that number 14 make moves here on the last and final lap of this race.
Yeah, they're going to have to here. As right there, 1 lap to go. Again, 1 to go here in your race. Who is going to win it? That is the $1 million question. The 27's making a run on the outside, and he needs help coming from the 14. He's got the 2 pushing him and the 38. If they can do it, they've got to get out there quick. And here they go. They are going to take to the outside.
Yeah, and that number 27 has the side draft of that 24 machine. The 44 going to do a little bit of blocking, or at least try to.
We'll see. We got the leader bar up on the top, so you'll see who the leader is at the line. It may change several times here, and there's the push, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We'll see at the line who it's going to be, and it's going to be the 44 easily taking home the win.
And Michael Alaria in that 44 will actually come home with the victory, and it looks like Ashton Crowder will finish in the second spot here tonight. And if I'm not mistaken, Riley Grant Davis will finish in the third place.
He will. Davis is going to finish in third place. So Ashton Crowder, the two that led the most laps, were out front for the remainder of this race. So good job for them. But there is your winner, Michael Laria, going to finish in first. So give us just a moment, folks. We will be right back with your post-race show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show. We do have third place with us here. First to get to them, that is the 24 of Grant Davis. First off, Grant, a solid third place finish here tonight. Coming into it, did you expect to be finishing in the top three?
Yeah, every time we've came to Daytona, the first ever Cup race here, I won. And last year I finished fifth. Led the most laps. Restrictor plate racing has been very good for me, so I hate that I didn't win, but at the same time, this has been, out of both Daytona Cup races, this has been the hardest one to pass. I don't know what they've tweaked on the car for the plate racing. Like, it's always been tough, but I mean, you couldn't get nothing going on the outside, so I don't know. But I'm really happy for Michael. He's always had bad luck at the restrictor plate track, so he is very thrilled to have won at Daytona finally.
Well, definitely a fantastic run to finish in third place. And this is the first points race of the night, so we'll see how all the points shake out. But it should be obviously a good points night for you regardless of everything. I'm not sure what y'all's bonus points are, but we'll have that here shortly. But any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for that solid third place finish here?
Yeah, Exalta, Napa Racing, 24 Designs, Corey Blevins. Especially want to thank Corey Blevins for making all the paint schemes and suits for me and Bradley this season. So he does a really good job, and he does a lot of our social media stuff too. So just a shout out to him.
All right, well, again, congrats on a third place, and finishing in second, of course, was Ashton Crowder, and I believe, Josh, you have caught up with him.
Yes, I have. Ashton, you got a copy.
I got you, buddy.
Man, you come into tonight, started second. Of course, the duels before all this took place, put you in a good spot, for the race here, starting in the second spot. Talk about the racing, man. You had your teammates there around you for the most, good majority of the race. Of course, you led 40 laps as well. You actually tied Michael there for 40 laps. So awesome racing by all of you guys. But talk about that little incident there with teammates going on there. It looked like somebody got a hold of somebody and it spun that number of 42 machine.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I know another team was mad at ours for working with each other and apparently not wrecking. And I think Brandon, I really don't know what happened. It was behind me, so I was focusing on windshield. But yeah, the racing though is honestly, it was the worst Daytona race I've been a part of with just being single file. But driving was pretty good. But it's just single file racing at Daytona. It's the draft package we have right now. It just doesn't work out. But yeah, just a good race overall. Congrats to Michael for getting the win. I almost got him there, but didn't quite have the help on the top, so I pulled it up. But good one to him.
It was a close finish there between you two. Of course, now that Daytona is behind you guys, got to look at next week going to the track of Hot Atlanta there. Atlanta track conditions there are treacherous because you know how Atlanta is on tires, and of course, if the heat of the track is high, it makes for some slick conditions. So now that Daytona's behind you, what do you got to do at Atlanta to maybe pull out and still a victory?
I mean, really qualify good there. It's another one where it's kind of difficult to pass. You pass one person, you're probably going to kill your tires. So qualify good. I know it's going to be 80 degrees clear, and the rest I think is default. So it's going to be hot and slick, and hopefully we'll be drifting around there a little bit on the long run, but just keeping the rear tires on it and not wrecking someone like I did tonight.
Well, accidents happen, Ashton, and we know it because it's Daytona. But, this is behind you, so congratulations on second. Anybody you want to thank or give a shout-out to for your car sponsors and for your finish here tonight?
All my teammates, the boys back at the shop, they really helped out getting second place for me tonight. Finlayson got fourth, and then kind of got messed up a little bit. Tanner, Dylan, and Brandon, but we had a good night overall with the duels and the 200 here, so can't really ask for much more. But Talarico Signs and Designs for paints have, and you guys for the broadcast, Profile Machine Products for being the title sponsor this year, and Ryan for letting me in this deal, and racing, having fun, and big time digging.
All right, Ashton, we do appreciate you coming up and talking with us here after the race. Congratulations yet again on second place, and we will see you next week on the track at Atlanta, bud, in that number 27 machine.
Thank you. See you.
All right. Oh, and I have caught up with our winner here tonight, the 44 of Michael Laria. First off, you're running the Profile Machine Products sponsor. They are one of the sponsors here, excuse me, for the series. And you put them in victory lane here tonight. So running one of the sponsors is always good to put them in sponsor. But how does it feel? First race of the season, 80 laps here, minus the duels, 120 laps total to bring home the win.
It feels amazing. Restrictor plate races generally do not work out well for me. I'm usually getting caught up in wrecks, so it feels amazing to finally win one of these things. And I got to give a shout out to my teammate in the 24 car there, Grant Davis, for the amazing push he gave me at the end of the race, and also my other teammate in the 51 car there, Bradley Burke, for sticking with us. Grant gave me the push I needed, though, to stay up front, and we pulled some strategy, and it just worked out. But what a race.
Well, looking forward to the next race, Atlanta. Does it give you any bit of a momentum or kind of a boost going into that one, knowing that you just said this isn't one of your typically better tracks? You got the win, so does that give you that a little bit of an advantage, or not an advantage, but a boost, momentum to go to Atlanta?
Certainly, just getting this win out of the way, I'm going to really enjoy the rest of the season leading up to the playoffs. Atlanta is typically one of my best tracks, so this is just a bigger shot in the arm. I think I got another shot at getting the victory next week.
Well, there you go. It'd be awesome for any driver to back-to-back wins here. We'll be looking for you there. To see if you can go back-to-back for the wins. And I believe that'll put you in the point standings leads. Coming in to next week, we'll actually have all the points to go through in the race, as we obviously do not have points coming into this race because there are none. But, you've been out there, you won the race. Any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for helping you get to victory lane here today?
Definitely. Well, first of all, Flat Out Motorsports for bringing me on board a few years ago into this league. My teammates, Grant Davis in the 24 and Bradley Burke in the 51 car. Also got to thank my sponsors, Profile Machine Products, for being on board tonight and sponsoring the league. They're one of the best supporters that we have here. Also got to thank my other sponsors, Lowe's and Autolite. And I got to thank my father, Charlie Laraya, for building an amazing sim rig for me to race in. I also got to thank my Uncle Jim and my Aunt Lizeth for watching the races too. So I hope they enjoyed this one.
Well, definitely. Hopefully they were. We like having the viewers, of course, but definitely getting to watch you win is always a treat to watch someone pull it into victory lane. But again, congrats on the win. We're not done just yet, folks. We still have a few more pieces of business to take care of here for the night. One of those, of course, being your unofficial race results minus any race control issues. So I guess I will run through the first 15, Josh, and then we'll let you finish off the 30. I know you having to get out of here because it is getting kind of late, so I will let you finish that off at the points, and then I will go through the sponsors here for us and wrap it up for the night, and we will sign off for the night.
Sounds good to me.
All right, again, getting away with the win here tonight is going to be the 44 of course, Michael Laria. Second place, Ashton Crowder. Third place, Grant Davis. Fourth place, Michael Fellison. Fifth place, Shane Therian. Sixth place will go to Justin Munsell. Seventh place, Dylan Roberts. Eighth place, Tom Bourne. Ninth place, Philip Radicic. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Walker Thomas. 11th place will go to Brandon McKissick. 12th place, Mike Tellier. 13th place will go to Bradley Burke. 14th, Robert Kinney. And rounding out your top 15 here is going to be Tommy Massey.
And coming in, finishing in the 16th spot will be Tanner Tellerico. Samuel Close will finish in 17th. Shane Neiswanger in 18th. Brandon Kaufman will finish in the 19th spot. Joshua Adams in 20th. Jamie Dyson in 21st. His brother Ron Dyson will finish 22nd. Patrick McLaurin 23rd. Tanner Allen 24th. Baron Labosco in 25th. Bromson Stafford 26th. Adam de Blasio in the 27th spot there. Carl Shedd 28th. Andy Glassick 29th. And rounding out the field will be Joe Lawrence.
And again, that will do it. Your unofficial race results, again, barring any race control issues. To the sponsors, we want to thank all the sponsors, whether on the racing or the MaxSpeedTV side of things, for showing up here tonight. Of course, wallsbeardco.com. Make sure you check them out for all your beard products. SimSpeedShop.com. Check them out if you need a button box or a shifter or an e-brake there, sorry about that, for your racing rigs. HomeNet hosting and PC repair. They have a special going on. If you tell them you heard about them here on MaxSpeedTV, you can get 1 month free Plus, you will get all your fees waived to get your website up and running. Elite 7 Racing, they are the official dirt team of MaxSpeedTV. And last but not least is Ohio IndyCar League. We will be covering them here shortly. I believe next week, next Saturday, Josh will be covering that. On the racing side of things, they have a lot of sponsors we'll be talking more about throughout this season, starting with Profile Machine Products, who just got a win here tonight with that 44 car. My Car Doc, they are the title sponsor for this race. Car Zip, Suicide Prevention, Eddie's Sports Bar, CrowderCrew.com, The Drill Spill, Our Expression, again, a great website and graphic design. We've been talking to them ourselves about possibly doing some work. And, of course, NC Designs, Concept Landscaping, all those great sponsors coming on board here. But that will do it here for the race. 80 laps minus the 2 duels of 20 laps apiece, 120 laps of racing total. Overall, a fantastic night of racing. You can't get much better than that. But that will do it here for the broadcast. So we're going to sign off for the night, and we'll see you at the next broadcast tomorrow night. I have one I know will be with the Northwest Truck Series, amongst other races we do having going on. We have the Ghost Runner Cup Series and Dirt Slingers as well. All of those coming up. But that being said, we'll see you again one of those races, if not all three, here tomorrow night.